and welcome back to the Review Realm. It's CNN. Today we are going to be discussing The Accountant 2 that was just released in theaters, and this is the sequel to The Accountant that was released in 2016. Now this review will contain no spoilers, so there's no need to worry. I'll only be sharing my thoughts and information that can be found in the trailer or in the brief synopsis, and I'll also be discussing the first film and how it relates to the second one. So overall, nothing too crazy, so if you haven't seen the film, do not worry. But before we get into it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. The Accountant 2 follows Ben Affleck's character, the accountant. His name is Chris, and it does pick off right where the first one left off, and there is a little bit of a time jump, a couple years. They aren't in Chicago now they are in LA. Well, they eventually get to LA, but you do meet Chris, and he is trying to meet someone, trying not to be as lonely, so he goes and basically does speed dating, and they do like an algorithm to assign him, and he just is like, I'm gonna maximize this and be who all the ladies love, but then they talk to him and they realize they don't like him, and it's funny. This film is funny. It definitely has more humor compared to the first one. I would say the first one is definitely more serious compared to this one. Jon Bernthal, who plays Braxton, his brother, he's definitely the comedic relief in this film. He's just cracking jokes throughout the whole time. You know, it's great. Well, we have J.K. Simmons, who plays Ray King. He's reprising his role, and he is trying to track down this family who has been missing, and their other family members want him to be found, and we pick up with him trying to find this case. Now he does end up dying right away, like right as the film starts, so it's not a spoiler because they do show that in the trailer. And on his arm he says, "Find the accountant." So Mary Beth, she was also a federal agent with J.K. Simmons, his character in the first film, and they have not worked together in a couple of years, but she's his emergency contact, so she gets the call, and then she sees the note on his arms, "Find the accountant." So she tracks down the accountant, and they are trying to solve why did they kill Ray King, J.K. Simmons' character. Why was he killed? Who killed him? And then they go on this big chase. Now, I will say Mary Beth, that is the federal agent. She is definitely the weak point in this film. Her character, she brings the accountant together and really helps like get the whole plot started, but after that, her character just kind of dies off. There's really no point for her after that, so I wish they either made the plot so her character was more important than it was. Like, the beginning it makes sense, but after that, it just kind of goes downhill from there. Now, Ben Affleck, like, this role was somehow made for him. Somehow, he's really good at playing a guy who's autistic and then who can just kick butt and has, like, military training. Like, it's crazy how well he plays this character, and from the first film we saw it, and he does a great job in this second film as well. Jon Bernthal, oh my gosh, his name. He is, as I said earlier, the comedic relief. He's also just like a great action star. You know exactly what you're getting from him. Him and Ben Affleck's dynamic together is really good. And this is definitely like the brothers coming together in this film. That's what's going on. Almost like a buddy cop movie, except not as buddy cop. Like, there's still humor, but it definitely is sort of that slow burn that the first Accountant was as well. Now, something that I loved about the first Accountant film was like him actually doing accountant stuff and figuring out the puzzle and how pieces connect together and going through all the numbers. Now, that is something I feel like this second film decided to neglect for some reason. They just went into the humor and the action and the relationship between the two brothers, and less of like solving the puzzle and the brain and the math part that I really enjoyed in the first film, but maybe I'm in the minority on that. So that is something I felt like that was really lacking from this film. Now, if you saw my short, I gave this film an 8.1 out of 10. I did enjoy it, but I also really enjoyed the first Accountant film. I would say if you didn't enjoy the first one, then you probably aren't going to enjoy this one. Now, The Accountant is my grandma's favorite movie, practically. Like, I've seen The Accountant probably 20 times. It came out in 2016. I've been watching it ever since because my grandma loves it. So, I've definitely seen this one a lot. Now, she went to go see the second one, and she liked it just as much. I have other people who have also seen it. They liked it more than the first Accountant. Now, I'd have to agree on my grandma that I think that I probably like it as much as the first Accountant. If not, I like the accountant a little bit more than the second one. But overall, I think the performance were really good. I do think with Mary Beth's character, she just fell off like halfway through this movie, and her character just didn't make sense after that. Like, she got the whole band back together, but otherwise than that, it was kind of like, why is she here? She's not really adding anything. There's no character growth with her character. So it just doesn't really make sense. But I do think the two brothers, getting them together was a good move. And we sort of did have that buddy cop relationship, which I really enjoyed. So I like this movie. It has good action, and it also has that dry accountant humor. And I would definitely recommend it if you are into action movies or if you like the first one. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section down below if you have seen this film or if you are going to. But have a great day. Bye!